Hi grade 3, today we're going to talk about division. Division just means separating things into equal groups. You probably already use division in your daily life, though you might not realize it. In fact, every time you share, either snack food or your toys, you're using division. Here's a quick example. Imagine Miss Lemieux baked a dozen cookies. A dozen is 12. And I told Mia and Kaya that they could have all the cookies, but that they needed to share them. Well, they would have to use division to figure out how many cookies each girl got. So, if you notice, my cookies are actually in an array, which makes it easy to divide. I can see that half of 12 would be 6, and so if I divided it like so, each girl would get 6 cookies, which is a lot of cookies for one girl. Now, if I had 2 more friends come along, here's Ashton, and we'll also have Caius, and then I said to the girls, you have to share the cookies that you have with the 2 friends that joined. Well, they would have to split their cookies up in more groups. So 4 friends, 12 cookies. Now each friend would have 3 cookies. So 12 divided by 4 equals 3 each. Here's how you would represent that as an equation. When it was just Kaya and Mia, you would represent it like this. 12 cookies divided by 2 friends equals 6 cookies each. But then when Ashton and Caius came along, you would represent the equation like this. 12 cookies divided by 4 friends equals 3 cookies each. Now I want to show you something cool. Because division is the inverse operation of multiplication, you can use multiplication to check your answers. When I look at this equation, I also see 2 times 6, which would give me my answer of 12. Again, 4 times 3 gives me an answer of 12. That's a really quick way to check your answers when you're working through the division problems. Now Miss Lemieux is going to use some things she has around her house to show you how division is used in our everyday lives. Have you ever seen this game before? It's called Hungry Hungry Hippos, and it's one of River's favorites. Before you start the game, you have to take the 20 marbles and divide them into the 4 sections of the game board. Once you do that, you'll find that there are 5 marbles in each section. To represent this, you would write 20 marbles divided by 4 groups equals 5 marbles for each hippo. That's just the fair way to start the game. I like practicing division with snack foods. I'm going to show you these 2 equations, 10 divided by 1 and 10 divided by 2. Right now, I have 10 pretzels divided by just one group. That equals 10 pretzels. Now, if I took my 10 pretzels and divided them into 2 groups, I would have 5 pretzels in each group. Remember, I can check to see if my answers are correct by looking at the inverse operation. Is 1 times 10, 10? Sure is. Is 2 times 5, 10? Yep, looks like my math is correct. Here's another way to help you solve division problems. When you come across an equation, like this one, 9 divided by 3, you can use a whiteboard or just a piece of paper and draw the number of groups. So I have 9 erasers that I need to divide into 3 different groups. So I'm going to draw 3 big circles to help me stay organized. And then I'm going to take my pile of erasers and I'm going to start with the first circle and I'm going to lay down 1 eraser in each circle. Once I get to the end, I'm going to start over, making sure my groups are equal. And again. now I'm out of erasers, and I have 9 erasers divided into 3 groups, and I can see that 9 divided by 3 equals 3 erasers in each group. Remember, I can check my answer by seeing if 3 times 3 equals 9. Does it? Sure does. Now let's talk important math vocabulary. I'm going to use the same problem from before with the erasers. Remember that 9 erasers divided into 3 equal groups equaled 3 erasers in each group. The 9 is called the dividend. That is the objects that you are dividing. The 3 here was the divisor. That's the number of groups. And the answer in a division problem is always called the quotient. There are some other division symbols that you should be familiar with. I'm going to use the same problem from the eraser example. Here we have 9 erasers divided by 3 groups equals 3 erasers in each. So here, this slanted line is the same as the division symbol that you might be familiar with. Here, the dividend is, I like to call it in the house, and your divisor is here. So 9 split into 3 groups gives you a quotient or an answer of 3. Now it's your turn. I want you to find something in your house, such as Lego pieces or other small items that can be used as counters, and solve these 3 equations. 4 divided by 2 equals 12 divided by 3 equals 16 divided by 4 equals, and then I want you to check them using multiplication. Good luck!